Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here. Welcome back to Board Game Blender. Today we are taking a look at highlights from 2016. That's going to include a lot of stuff from a lot of different contributors. You're going to hear about games, you're going to hear about conventions, you're even going to get a series of awards sprinkled throughout the episode. 2016 was a great year overall, and if nothing else, it showed the continued growth of our wonderful hobby here. So, without any more to do, let's kick it off right away. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Hello, dear folks. So,
Hi.
we're here with you, Ilya and
Alina.
And we're once again broadcasting from Estonia and bringing you annual Würfel Awards.
Yeah.
This year, we did them slightly differently. We used help of few of our friends to pick the ones.
Yeah, we have such friends as Dave, the Happy Luza, Jessica from Boards and Crafts, Baker from Board Online, Board Offline. Then we have Kyle Woods as well, who is our great friend, and he was an inspiration and he had an idea of these awards. So
they deserve a round of applause.
yeah, big applause, big thanks to them. But without further ado, I think we should go to our first category. Each category will have 3 nominations as well, and then we will just announce the winner. So, the first category is Eyjafjallajökull Award, whatever, games with weirdest theme. And the nominations are The Others, Kune vs. Lakia, and Who Soiled the Toilet. And we know the winner already.
Yeah.
We'll,
But still, drum roll, please.
and the winner is Who Soiled the Toilet. It's published by New Board Game Party, and designer is Katsuya Kitano. I think we don't know much about this game, although we saw the lesson and we bought this for our really good friend,
Yeah.
Kyle Woods.
Who didn't pick up the copy for us?
Yeah, so, but it's... I cannot really say... The name, it says itself what
Yes,
this
pretty
game
much.
is about, and we cannot really comment on that, so...
Haven't played.
Yeah, let's rather go to the next award.
Hello everyone! Today I'm here to talk about my top highlights of 2016, and one of those was the Gravin, the board game cafe that opened in my hometown Leiden. Here I'm going to talk about my top 5 games that I played this year. So come along and let's check out what those games were. The first game I'm going to talk about is Kanagawa. What I really like about Kanagawa is the beautiful artwork. Even if you lose, you have something really cool to look at the end of the game. Something that's also very cool is the push your luck aspect, and the fact that every card can play in multiple ways as part of the art or as part of your paint shop to expand it. The second game is Innis. The first time I heard about Innis, I wasn't that excited about it, but I had to try it because of all the buzz it got. And when I tried, I didn't get disappointed. It's such an amazing game to play, and it looks so cool. And because of you only have 24 cards to play in a round, everyone gets the cards very quickly and knows how to play the game. But when you played it, you really want to play it again because you want to try a different strategy. And because of that, everyone has some different cards from game to game. It's really cool that everyone has a little bit different strategy they can try. The third game is Cry Havoc. For me this year it was really about trying a little bit more difficult games, because normally the people I play games with are a little bit more family oriented type of gamers. And one of the games that I played this year was Cry Havoc. I really love the asymmetrical gameplay in it, and the fact that every species just plays differently, even though I only played humans until now because the people that I play with all don't want to play with the humans that badly. I don't know why. I also really like in Cry Havoc the battle system, which is very innovative and just feels different. The fourth game I want to talk about is Quadropolis. Quadropolis is another beautifully produced game by Days of Wonder in which you're trying to build a city, a theme I still would like to play that perfect game of. And this is a very good city builder in my opinion, and it's one that you can play with your family, because normally city building games are a little bit difficult, but this one just nailed it in the family department. For the last game I'm back at home, and that's Max vs Minions, which is sadly too big to bring along to the Gravin. I really love Max vs Minions for its story-driven campaign mode, its 100 beautiful minions and painted miniatures which you can play with, and it's just a joy to bring along. I hope you had a wonderful 2016 and 2017 is going to be even better. What were your great games of 2016? Let us know.
Next one is Snow in July Award. It's given to the game that surprised us the most in 2016. So, nominations are Vast the Crystal Cavern, Max vs Minions, and Captain Sonar.
Yeah, and so who do you think is the winner? You know who is the winner.
Yeah,
and
I
know,
think
yeah.
we should, everybody knows the winner. So you just tell out loud, 1, 2, 3. You were right. Yes, it's Max versus Minions.
I heard Captain Sonar. Okay, but whatever. Yeah. All right. So Max
I
is
don't
Minions.
think it was a surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Max vs Minions came out of the blue completely.
Yeah, it came out by Riot Games and has lots of designers that we have to mention right now. But yeah, it's a really big game. It was the biggest surprise. It just came out of nowhere. So we
Nice
haven't.
production. Yeah. We haven't played it because we live in Estonia, and they don't ship to Estonia, so we have to wait.
That's the biggest mistake they ever made in their board game industry. So, not shipping to Estonia. So,
Yes, to us.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Hello folks, welcome to this very special look back at 2016. I'm Mark.
And I'm Randy.
This year was full of so many great conventions. I went to so many of them, right? But I still think my two favorite conventions was the Cool Mini or Not Expo and BGG Con. Now, the Cool Mini or Not Expo, it was so much fun. I had got to hang out with so many of our fellow media people, and I was even part of this celebrity all-star game of Unusual Suspects. And every one of us are one of those YouTubers that are prolific and just super animated, and it was just one of the most fun experiences I had gaming this year. So anyway, that was just a great experience, right? Just with all those different people, so much fun. And Cool Mini or Not was so great. They rolled out the carpet for us. It was so much fun. So I can't thank them enough. Now, BGCon was also a blast. I got to spend so much time with the Dice Tower guys, Zee and Sam and Tom and Rob Oren and Eric. So it was that's so many great gaming moments during that convention. Got to spend a whole day just gaming with Zee, which was probably the highlight for me. And then hanging out, eating way too much food every night. So I had to just give it a break at some point and not go out to eat. So those were some really great gaming moments for me this year. But I think the thing that tops it all off is the Extra Life event we did here in Fort Collins at the Haunted Game Cafe.
Haunted Game Cafe, yep.
Right, and we had Zee come out, which was huge to have
great.
him here.
Yep.
It was a great event. We raised money for the great charity, and it was just so much fun. And then Zee was here for a couple days around it too, so we did an escape room.
We had a great participation in Extra Life this year, and that was really encouraging. And we at least tripled the amount of money, almost quadrupled the amount that we made last year.
It was so great.
I'm sure part of that was because Zee was present.
Yes, I'm sure.
But the Haunted Game Cafe did expand, so we were able to get far more people involved.
Yeah.
There were just more participation, more contributions, and we're hoping we can do it again.
Yeah, we had
even
people
bigger
like
and better next
Mike
year.
Fitzgerald was there.
Yes.
And lots of great publishers donated so many great games to the event for us.
So for all who participated in that, thank you very much. Thank you on behalf of Children's Hospital.
Yes.
So that was very successful. I also, and I didn't get to travel as much as Mark did this fall because I was playing this very strategic game of recovering from a snapped Achilles tendon.
Yes. That's true. We things have slowed down for us a bit in the review category because we definitely had been hit by health issue after health issue, but I think we're bouncing back. You're finally in good shape.
Yep, I'm mobile again, and I don't have to have crutches or a boot or anything like that. I was able, even on crutches though, I was able to go to BCon this year.
Right.
BCon down in Denver. Sean Brown of Mr. B Games had his first convention this year, and I think it was very successful.
Yeah, and we were guests, which was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of participation, and we're looking forward to seeing how the event expands next year.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to what he does next.
Yeah. Now you talked about epic gaming moments.
Oh, yes.
This year. Now, one thing that was, I think I'll always remember is at the end, or one night rather, at Comic-Con in the Denver Convention Center.
That's right.
Everything shut down. Lights are off, but they're actually open till 11. So there were a few panel rooms that were open. We got to play my favorite game of 2016, which is the Wolfsburg expansion of Zombicide.
That was so much fun.
Black Plague.
And we had Anne there. She joined us, and her husband.
We're in this giant lobby area, just us and some security guards as we played this epic game. And moments before we absolutely had to leave, when they were actually going to kick us out,
just pulled it out.
we barely won the game. So that was an epic moment.
And I think it was entertaining too. The security guards kept coming over, wondering what we were doing.
Yeah, they thought it was awesome.
It was pretty awesome. So that was a great moment too. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was awesome. Definitely one of my favorite games as well. But I think the heavy themed games for me this year was Mechs vs. Minions.
Oh, absolutely.
And Mansions of Madness Second Edition.
Yep.
Those two games, wow, I really enjoyed them. Just top-notch stuff for me because I'm a huge theme guy. Definitely my favorite type of gaming. But this year also, I know I really started to push me into more abstracts. I really started taking off and really liking more of that. I got to play early in the year. I got to play Element from Rather Dashing Games, which is now going to be one of our cornerstone games, right?
Look for it.
So it'll be out this year. But it was one of the first games that really started making me look closer at abstracts. And I had some really fun games with playing Siam with Zee at BGGCon and some others. It was just not typically a game that I would play, but I'm really starting to enjoy those as well. How about you?
Mansions of Madness was, I think, second on my top 10 list of our top 16 last year. Yep. Really enjoyed the themed games. Like you said, we have several Star Trek themed games, several Star Wars themed games.
Ascendancy with Shrek.
Yes, Ascendancy with our friend Shrek was excellent. Lots of Lovecraft themed games, which I have been a huge fan of Lovecraft for literally decades. Again, the majority of my adult life and even into my teenage years.
Yes.
But enough's enough, okay? Let's give 2017, let's give Lovecraft a break.
A little break.
Cthulhu sleep for a while. And we'll revisit it maybe in a few years.
I don't know. I think there's more of those in your future.
I suspect you're right.
Well, we had a lot of great guests on Corner Chat through the year as well. I have to say big thanks to all the designers and publishers that joined us. And, I've really been enjoying the segment I've been doing on Blender for Thinking Inside the Box. Some amazing inserts I've been able to see and check out and experiment with. I just loved organized games. So that's been really a blast and an enjoyable segment for me to do. So, and we have to give a big shout out and thanks to Zee for including us on Blender. We've been here since the first episode, and it's just one of the highlights.
Mostly him.
Randy's been part of it a little bit off and on. But, big thanks to Zee because, he wouldn't have to let us be on the show, but I really do appreciate it, and big thanks. Can't thank you enough, Zee. Thank you. So, I think we need to have people check out our big last video of 2016, right?
Best so if you haven't, of 2016.
That's right. If you haven't seen it, you got to go check out we had Anne here. We did our top 16 of 2016 games. So you really need to go check that out. See how our lists came together. It was kind of a unique way to doing it. So you should give it a look. What do you think? Anything else?
I think that's it. We're looking forward to a great 2017.
Yeah, I think we're going to be kicking off this week. We're going to start filming reviews again, so that'll be fun. And we hope to do many, many more this year. So anyway, thanks for joining us, folks. And as always, we'll see you at the table.
The third award that we are giving out is Twinkie Awards, which is for the best filler game. And we have such nominations as Happy Salmon, Onitama, and King Domino. And the winner, the drum roll again. And I think it's a really a hard choice in my opinion, because I think all the games are really great, except we haven't played Happy Salmon, but we played King Domino and Onitama. But the winner is King Domino, which is published by Blue Orange Games, and Bruno Catala is the designer. So we played King Domino quite a few times. It's a really great filler game. Now we have something to comment on the game finally. Woo! And yeah, it's just a really tiny but addictive game in my opinion.
Yes, super easy rules, super easy rules, but it has those, small details and twists. Yeah.
It has some kind of twist in it, and the cute artwork and really cool idea on the domino. But
well deserved.
Yeah, this was Twinkie Awards, Best Fillers. Let's go to the next one.
Welcome back to another episode of How to Fun. I'm Ben, and 2016 was a good year, but unfortunately, I'm afraid I caught the the board game flu, and I don't want you to go through what I did, so let me tell you how to avoid it and what the symptoms are. I had a lot of fun celebrating Tabletop Day with family and friends. I finally caved and backstarted my first couple games. It wasn't easy or cheap, but I finally decided to build my own board game table. I finally tried to understand all this H.P. Lovecraft lore. It wasn't Essen or Gen Con, but it was sure a lot of fun to attend my first board game convention a couple hours from home. Definitely looking forward to going back again this year. I decided it was finally worth it to start tracking my board game collection on Board Game Geek. I think this past year my board game collection has more than doubled, completely outgrowing the storage container I purchased for it. Thanks for watching this episode of How to Fun. Hopefully 2017 can be a little more full of board games and whatnot. But just know that if you do catch the board game flu, there is hope for you. And until next time, keep having fun gaming.
Extreme Makeover Award is given to the game that took old, well-known genre and made it much better. So, nominations are Mystic Whale for Deck Builder.
The card drafting and deck building, which is something innovative for deck building.
Beyond Baker Street, Hanabi Mechanic. We can call it mechanical now.
Yeah.
And Ice Cool for Dexterity.
Yeah.
And the winner is...
Who's the winner? Who's the winner? Who swallowed the toilet?
And the winner is Mystic Whale. So the game by AG and designed by John Clare. So in this game, usually in deck builders you create decks, but here you create cards as well.
Yeah, basically you craft the cards themselves.
Yeah,
and do the deck building stuff as well, and some push your luck elements.
Definitely innovative.
I think it makes yeah, it makes the old genre of basically, which is the old genre of deck building, makes it innovative and unique and fresh.
Yes,
really
I
cool.
really think that deck builders need that something
Yeah.
new and fresh.
So yeah, but let's go to the next one.
Right?
Hey folks, welcome back to another Real Talk with Sam segment here on The Blender. Thanks for being a friend of The Blend. And this episode, we're talking all about the year 2016 and our kind of like the highlights of the year. And quite frankly, I'm at a loss of what to go over here because we made so many year in review videos that I feel like I've said almost everything that I could possibly say about the year. So what I figured I would do here is just give you a recap of 3 events that that just readily came back to mind as I was thinking about what I was going to talk about here on my segment. Everything that I've said in other videos still stand. Don't get me wrong. This is just more of a pinpoint or a pinprick into what I think about the year, and 3 things just really kind of came to mind as I was thinking for this specific segment. So the first thing that really came to mind was probably my favorite convention of the year, and that was the UK Gaming Expo in Birmingham, England. I really enjoyed our time there. It wasn't just the convention that I enjoyed, so this is a little bit of a cheat, but I just enjoyed all of the things that we did there. We were able to go a couple days early and do some touristy sightseeing things in London, but again, our hosts were amazing hosts. We had a great time playing games with them, and we were able to go to a board game cafe in the east of London, and called Drafts, and I was able to go to Warhammer World in Nottingham, and I was able to go to another gaming cafe there in Nottingham, and then the convention itself was just a great time. There were a lot of great people we were able to meet. We just had a tremendous time. So that's definitely among the highlights of the year for me. Second was a game that I played, and this was kind of a impromptu game because I wasn't planning on, first of all, playing this game, and I definitely wasn't planning on playing this game at a convention right after Gamma. At MeepleCon, a few guys asked if I would join them in their game of TI3, and that takes a good chunk of the day, and I was kind of wanting to spread around a little bit, but I figured, let's go ahead and do it. It's one of my favorite games, and so let's do it. And it was a blast. Had a great time. I was able to pull out my first win of Twilight Imperium 3. So that was a huge thing for me, and that just kind of sticks. I'm really looking forward to hopefully going back to MeepleCon this year after Gamma trade show. So that was number 2. And number 1 for me was really the Dice Tower Cruise. And not because it was a huge gaming event for me, it was just a great time with my family and gaming. So I was just very blessed to have been able to have the opportunity to take them on the cruise with us. That was a huge blessing, and we really enjoyed it a lot. So that really stands out as the highlight, and my whole family really looking forward to the possibility of having to go again next year. So those are my 3 things that I really enjoyed. 2016 was a great year for us, and I really enjoyed a lot of the different aspects of it. So, hey, on to the next contributor. See you on the flip side.
So, hello once again, another award. Now it's IKEA Awards. It's for the worst rulebook. Ugh. I hate bad rulebooks, really. I hate them. So be careful when you write the rulebook.
You might get that award next year.
Yes. So, but the nominations are Seafall, First Martians, A Story of Civilization, and In the Name of Odin.
All good games, by the way.
Yeah, and you
Fine
can
games.
think of what's the worst rulebook for you, and maybe for some it was a good rulebook or something. But the people who voted with us together, our friends, and we all, I think, chose one particular game, and although I didn't choose, but it's Seafall. Yes, Seafall has the worst rulebook by all the votes. So we haven't played it yet, and I haven't read the rulebook myself. So I cannot really comment on the rulebook.
I'm not going to comment at all because I didn't vote here. Because I don't really read rule books, just a little bit, and I thought it wouldn't be honest for me to vote.
Yeah, the other two nominations are the ones that I read, and they were really bad, sadly. But yeah, you need to make rulebooks better. So this was the IKEA Awards.
What is the next one?
What?
Hey guys, Tiff here. Looking back on 2016, I can safely say the best experiences I had were rediscovering some classic games with my board game club. I'm talking about the games that originally got me excited about this hobby: Dominion, Pandemic, Carcassonne, Ticket to Ride, and my favorite, Stone Age. It's weird to say it, but I've especially enjoyed Dominion. When I decided to sell my Dominion expansions, I declared the whole game dead to me. I was really snooty about it, and I only held on to the base game to donate to the club with no real intention of playing it with the kids. But when they asked me about it, of course, I couldn't say no. One of them even reacted to it by saying, "We're playing this every week from now on, right?" Their enthusiasm made it so much more fun to play. And I know I've said this before, but playing games with my students helps me see the mechanisms with new eyes. It helps me be less critical and really focus on the fun. It's easy to get burned out or jaded on games when the focus is all about picking apart flaws or only playing the newest games on the hotness. Taking a time out from buying games and focusing on playing the ones I already know I love has been really refreshing. If you're like me and you have a little bit of the acquisition disorder, I highly recommend you revisit some of your classic games in 2017. And I'll see you back next time.
The next award is a fun one. The next award is Orange is New Zombies Award. This is given to games with theme that is just everywhere this year.
Yeah.
At least it leaves that feeling. So nominations are
New Zombies.
Covert, Spy Games,
Yeah.
Exit the Game,
Basically exit rooms and such.
Yes.
And, lots of
Exit Rooms in a board game,
secrets and puzzles and.
and Terraforming Mars. Mars games. What do you think is the winner?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is the one where pretty much all of our opinions matched. In few differences, but basically all.
I mean the one the game which won the awards got the first place, the biggest points from everyone.
And it is Terraforming Mars.
Yeah. So it's a great game.
It is really good game, and maybe if you start counting the games, the Terraforming, the Mars theme games are not so many, but people somehow keep talking about them and keep creating them, so it gives the feeling it's just constantly.
Yeah, we didn't mention that it's published by Fricks Games and Stronghold Games, and Jacob Frixelius is the designer. Big thanks to him for just creating this wonderful game.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece indeed. Yeah. Let's go to the next award.
Shall we?
Hello, welcome to Boards and Crafts, a place for quick tutorials of snacks and crafts inspired from games, for games, and all about board games. And today we are going to be focusing on those board games because I do not give them enough notice. I'm always focusing on those crafts and snacks. So, since it is the highlights of 2016, it only makes sense that I do quick reviews of all the board games that I created snacks or crafts for this past year. So without further ado, let's get started. Roll for the Galaxy 9 out of 10, Sylveon 10 out of 10, Boss Monster 8 out of 10, Forbidden Desert 9 out of 10, Compounded 10 out of 10, Castle Panic 9 out of 10, Sheriff Nottingham 8 out of 10, Sushi Goat 10 out of 10, Skulldug 8 out of 10, Carcassonne 6 out of 10, Takanoku 9 out of 10, Red Dragon Inn 9 out of 10, Vault Ward 9 out of 10, Love Letter 10 out of 10, and Dice 6 out of 6 because they are fantastic and are worth mentioning. And that's it. So if you guys have any ideas for snacks or crafts inspired by any of the board games, that you have played in 2016 or in this new year. Comment below or tweet them at me at RCRobot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Bye!
Hey everybody, so today I'm doing a short little comparison here between my top 10 2016 games and my top 10 2015 games. And just sort of looking at them both, seeing if I can spot any trends, things like that. Very minor. There is one major point I want to make, but I'll get to that in just one second. So, for example, co-op games, which are some of my favorite games, it would seem tend to make up about a third of my list. I had 3 of them on my 2015 list. That was Pandemic Legacy, Time Stories, and Dead Men Tell No Tales. And there were 3 of them in my 2016 list with Pandemic Iberia, Pandemic Reign of Cthulhu, and what is the other one? The Others, kind of, right? And so that trend seems to be holding about steady. One that seems to be kicking up, and I would expect it to, I expect this to go up, is games that are crowdfunded. There were 2 in my 2015 list. I had, let's see, crowdfunded games were Blood Rage was crowdfunded, and what's my other one here? Dead Men Tell No Tales. That's the one. Those 2, I know for a fact, were crowdfunded. If any others were, I'm not sure. And then this year, I had 3 kind of, technically, okay? I had Manhattan Project Energy Empire, and I had The Others, and I had 51st State Master Set. Again, kind of. It's more like a pre-order system that Portal does on their website. It's not really crowdfunding, but it's close enough where I'm going to say, yeah, kind of. So that means about 20%, maybe a little more, is crowdfunded for me each year from my top 10 games. I would expect that to go up. Maybe not at an extremely rapid rate, but I could see that happening because those games continue to go up in quality. Now, they also continue to go up in volume. So overall, I would say crowdfunded games like Kickstarter games are not all moving up in quality, but there are more games, therefore there are more good games, you know. As far as designers go, I have one Antoine Boza game in this year's list, Oceanus, and I have one in last year's list, Seven Wonders Duel. Bruno Catala, one this year, 2 last year. Eric Lang, one this year, 1 last year. And so these guys are people that I'm looking to for good games, right? When their games get announced, I get excited because the pattern here shows me that I should get excited about it. So very much looking forward to what's coming out from them. I know one for sure, well, I know several, but I know one for sure from Catala is coming out, Yamatai, from Days of Wonder, which has me psyched, and then one from Eric Lang, Rising Sun, which of course everybody's looking forward to, it would seem. Also want to check out the final product there. The final thing I want to talk about here is spin-offs. Games that are based on other games, for the most part. And I got a bunch of garbage on my 2016 list, and I didn't really, I'm just saying that, because a lot of my games would seem to be similar to one another. Like, for example, I put Pandemic Iberia on the list and Pandemic Reign of Cthulhu. I don't consider those 2 games to be the same game, obviously. I wouldn't put them on the list if I did. I don't even consider them to be that close to each other in the way they feel. But I get it, they're both based on the same thing. However, last year there were 2. Okay, there was Pandemic Legacy based on Pandemic. And there was Seven Wonders Duel based on Seven Wonders. This year I had 4. Both of those Pandemics, 51st State Master Set, and the last one was Manhattan Project Energy Empire, which is nothing like Manhattan Project, but uses that theme, and that's what I want to talk about. In this hobby, in this market, just like in any other market, it makes sense to base new content on previous content if that did well, which is why we have 2 Marvel movies a year, and we have sequels, and we have, reimaginings of movies that already existed, and all that stuff. It's branding. It just makes sense. It's, selling out, if you would, to some people, which to me just means making money, which is not bad. We want that if we want this hobby to be to be thriving. So this is going to continue to happen, and I'm not saying when I put a bunch of games based on the same property on the list that we are lacking originality, because originality does not equal good. One of the most original games we had this year was Seafall, and in my opinion, Seafall is not a good game. It's a very original game. It's just not good. It's not fun. But Pandemic Iberia and 51st State Master Set and Pandemic Reign of Cthulhu are good, and they are an evolution on things that have come before. They are reissues like 51st State Master Set. That is a culmination of many years of refinements. That's going to happen. That's not bad, but it is going to cut into originality. You are more likely to sell a movie based on something known. Like, you were more likely to sell a movie based on Transformers, whether the movie's good or not, than based on a great book that's a one-off book, because it's less bankable, right? And so I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because it seems to me that the idea of spin-offs, of lines of games, of having a bunch of pandemics, is somehow perceived as being bad, as being, selling out or something. That's good. That's healthy. That means there are trends there that make money, and they are being utilized. It's only bad if you happen to not like those games, and therefore you should ignore those games. They're not taking over. Not every movie coming out is a Marvel movie, but they are there. They're going to continue making them because they make money, And so I like that. And this is not a brand new trend. Last year, from those games I picked in my top 10, we are getting at least 2 or 3 spin-offs from those this year, like Pandemic Legacy Season 2. That's a straight-up sequel. That's like a movie blockbuster sequel, right? We are getting, let's see, what else do we have here? Tides of Time, which was number 10 on my list last year, already got a sequel, Tides of Madness. And it makes sense, So, I just want to talk about that a little bit. Tell you what my games were, what my thoughts were on the year as a whole, and really on this overall trend as a whole. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious if you agree or disagree with me here and what your thoughts are on the whole thing. All right? See you soon.
I think I really want to drink something. It's so dry here, because we're talking about the Sahara Award, which is the award for the most dry game.
Surprise, surprise!
Yeah, thematically dry game. So, So we have such nominations as Dokmos, Cottage Garden, and Mystic Whale. And I think this one is really hard, because all of these games are dry. Really
and
dry.
I'd say it's really hard.
Like a beef jerky.
In other sense as well, where is the age between dry thematic game and abstract game?
Yeah, I can see that, but if there is a particular theme and then you create the world and do an abstract game, it's still a game with a theme, which is a dry game.
Most of abstract games have
except the GIF series, I think, where they just recently discovered colors. So, the winner is Cottage Garden, published by Edition Spielwiese, I think, and Uwe Rosenberg is the designer, well-known designer, and probably well-known game by now. It was based on Patchwork, as I think, and there was some
like
twists to it.
Else,
and it can play up to 4 players now. Like Patchwork was only 2 players. We haven't played it, but I heard many good things about the game.
Yeah.
So
probably mechanically really, really good, but maybe the theme.
People say if you like
really
Patchwork,
we're fine with it.
Yeah, we like Patchwork.
Didn't hook us.
Yeah. So that was Cottage Garden, the winner of the most dry game award, Sahara Award. Let's go to the next one.
Take it over.
Hi guys, 2016 has been a great year for board games. If you look at the amount of games, it's incredible what keeps popping out. And then you've got the components that keep getting better. The art is ridiculously good, and that makes every game you play an experience. More people are getting into the hobby just because if you've got a game like Scythe at the table or Mechs vs. Minions, or it doesn't matter which game, it's an experience people want to join because it looks so much fun, and they are fun to play. My best gaming experience in 2016 has been in Hilversum in the Netherlands, where my favorite board game group hangs out. The owner of the store in Hilversum organized Pandemic Survival. Pandemic Survival, you play with just one partner. It's teams of 2 people, and you play the game against other people. Try to be the first team to have 4 cures or be the last team standing. If everything goes wrong, then you want, of course, just to survive. There's so much adrenaline, there is so much tension in the game. It is so much fun, and I highly recommend you check that out. My best gaming experience of 2016, Pandemic Survival.
11 award is given to a game with the best components. Nominations are, definitely not surprisingly, Mechs vs. Minions, then Scythe, and Hit the Road.
Which,
that is a surprise.
Yeah, that might surprise quite few folks.
Let's say it doesn't have miniatures and details, but it's super creative the way they use the components.
Yeah, the whole component thing there is, yeah. It's not only about the best quality, best components can mean anything. It can mean just best thematic components, such. So
I'm super glad it got to the nominations. So,
and maybe it's
the
a winner as well.
Is, maybe it's winner. It's not. So the winner is Scythe.
Everyone knows. Yeah, Scythe is the winner. Yeah, indeed. There was Mechs vs. Minions for best components, which surprisingly didn't win. No, but the voting is amongst certain people, so don't get wrong. I mean, like, it's not the whole award with lots of people.
Reviews and friends.
Yeah, basically it's Würfel Awards and friends. So, yeah, Scythe. I'm sure that Scythe is a good pick for that award, because it doesn't only have like this miniatures and such. Doesn't really matter. The artwork, the components, how they are made, and everything is a really good quality for a publisher who is not the biggest publisher like Riot Games and Mechs vs. Minions. They have millions and billions or billions or such. So they have so much money to make a really high quality game. But I mean, like, for that kind of company, for that kind of designer to make such a big quality game, where I really like wooden components as well. If the game is full of miniatures, it doesn't mean I will love the game and I will tell that
it has to have like the whole package should be
and
good
it's
quality.
Really cool thematic package of components and
really
such.
good,
So it was Stonemeyer Games and Jamie Stegmaier and Scythe.
Well deserved Scythe.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
Yep.
Hey guys, it's Nerd E here, and we are talking about sort of a recap of the year 2016 today. It is the best things that I experienced gaming related, and it's going to be a little bit different than the who and where and how am I segment, but we're going to try and frame it in that. So my best experience is Terraforming Mars, and not just the game Terraforming Mars, but having played Terraforming Mars as each of the corporations solo on my YouTube channel. I got to play this game way more than any other game this year, and for a long game like Terraforming Mars, that was a lot of playtime as well. So where am I? Well, I am sitting at a table. I am playing a game solo with a camera in hand, and that was difficult. That was kind of the first time I really did that. Talking through the game as I'm playing it, that's hard to do, but I had a lot of fun. So who am I? Well, I'm me trying to play a game and hoping that it's enjoyable for you guys, and I think I did a very good job of talking as much as I could. Now, being coherent and being fun and funny, you'll have to tell me if I was that in those games. And finally, how am I? Well, I'm going to leave that question up to you guys. I know my favorite experience of 2016 was playing Terraforming Mars on my YouTube channel solo for you guys to watch, to see how the game works, to see if I'm any good at the game, all those things. But I need you to tell me how was I at that. And we'll start off 2017 with a bang, and I'm going to be doing a lot of other stuff on my channel, and I'll still be bringing you great stuff here on The Blend. So keep that in mind. Check me out on my YouTube channel, Nerd E Videos, and also catch me every episode here on The Blender. And I'll be back with my next how am I and where am I and who am I next time. Thanks, guys. Have a great 2017.
The next award is really close to our hearts because we're a couple, indeed. And
If you didn't know.
If you didn't know, no chance for the others. What? All right. So yeah, the thing is that we usually play with two.
We play a lot with two.
Yeah, we play a lot with two, like two with two players and such. So the award is a crowd awards, and these are the games that play best with two. And I also gave instructions that everyone can include the games that are two-player games or play best with two, like games with multiple player counts and such. And the nominations are Codex, which is a two-player game, London Dread, which is a four-player game, and Thunder and Lightning. So most of them are basically two-player game that came in, but some of the multi-count player count games play really good with two. Like for example, London Dread plays really well with two.
It was the best with two.
It was the best with two. So, but the winner, and we can put the drum roll in again, whatever. So the winner is Thunder and Lightning, published by Z-Man Games, and Richard Borg is the designer. And it's a re-implementation of an older game called Hare and Zeus. And when I play, at least I remember myself, like when I played Hare and Zeus, I really liked it. And then they came out with this new version, which solved the problem of too much of this iconography and trying to remember what are the special abilities of different cards. Now they wrote the text as well, which is sort of, it's not language independent anymore, but I really like that addition, and they made the old Cosmos 2-player series game a really good one, Thunder and Lightning. I'm really satisfied that it has won the award, and it needs more attention. That's Thunder and Lightning. I don't know what.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Whatever. Let's go to the next one.
Howdy folks, Rebecca and Hunter here from Player Showdown.
And 2016 was an amazing year for us. We got to do so many cool things and go to so many cool places. We're going to start off our review with all the conventions we got to go to this year. It was Convention Rama for us this year, and we started it all off in February at Falls Con at Wichita Falls. This is a small little kind of local convention. It's not too far for us. It's about maybe an hour and a half drive for us. We went up there and we had an awesome time. We got to try out a bunch of new games and meet a bunch of new people, and we're excited to go to it again this year in March. So if you're in the Wichita Falls area, go check out Falls Con, a great little local convention.
The next convention we went to was BGG Spring, and this one was exciting for us because this was the first board game convention that our girls went to. So Hunter worked at the Stronghold booth, and I took the girls around and let them experience the con in its fullest glory during the days and took them home at night when they were exhausted. We had a blast, played a ton of games, got to try some new stuff, and gave a great experience to the girls. So we enjoyed BGG Spring and look forward to seeing that again this year.
Yeah, and then the next big one, the big convention, and our humongous trip all the way to Florida to
Dice Tower Con. Dice Tower Con was amazing. We got to hang out with all the Dice Tower crew, do all sorts of cool events. We did game shows. We did painting sessions. We got surprised and were on the Dice Tower Awards panel. We got like 5 minutes notice and boom, we were on the panel. It was an awesome trip. It was a great vacation for us and a great con experience.
Yeah, a lot of neat people to meet there too. The next convention after that we went to was West Texas Tabletop Convention in San Angelo, Texas. And it's a small but steadily growing convention. And we got to meet up again with Sam and Zee. We got to meet Dan King for the first time. And for the first time we got to be on a panel. So that was a lot of fun. Got to meet some of our con friends, meet a few new people, play a whole mess of wonderful games. Great times had by all. West Texas.
And then the last, but definitely not least, is our little local convention, is BGG Con. That one is an awesome convention held in the Dallas Fort Worth Airport area. We got to do all sorts of cool things. We got to work at the Dice Tower booth. We got to hang out with the guys. We tried tons of new games. We went out to dinner with the crew. It was just an awesome little fun experience for us.
And now, let's look at our favorite games of 2016.
Rebecca and I played a lot of amazing games in 2016. We're not going to feature any of the ones that were published before 2016, but we played a ton of great games. And here are some of our favorites that actually were published in 2016.
Yes. This little one that we just recently got is Capital Lux. It is a card game where you're working on trying to collect enough points in your city, but not enough that it goes over the capital city. And you're also competing with the other players against that. So fun little card game, Capital Lux.
And mine's a little bit heavier and a little bit bigger, and that is Oracle of Delphi. This is the latest Stefan Feld game, and this doesn't feel like a Stefan Feld game. It's more of a race. The players are competing to finish up 12 tasks the quickest and being the most efficient in doing so. And that's it. There's not really any points, so the whole point salad is kind of out the window for this one.
All right, and then my next pick is Mystic Vale. This one is not only a deck builder game, but it's a card crafting game. So if you like playing cards, and especially deck builders, check this one out. I love the unique abilities in this game. I think it's got miles and miles to go with it. They can do a lot of different things with it, and I hope to see more in the future with Mystic Vale.
And my next one is another big, heavy game. No surprise here, because I'm loving the heavy games as of late. And that is the latest from Rosenberg, Feast for Odin. This is a kind of patchwork meets a heavy Euro? I don't know.
Caverna?
So you take the game Patchwork, where the goal in that game is to cover your board with little weirdly shaped tiles. And Feast for Odin does something similar. It takes that same concept of purchasing tiles and putting them on your board, but it's all wrapped up in a big heavy Euro, where your worker placement game, where you're putting your workers on all these crazy spots, getting tiles, putting it on your board, and scoring points. It's just a fun little mesh up of his games. And that's some of our favorites for 2016. We'll be right back with our favorite game.
And my favorite game that came out in 2016 is Terraforming Mars. This game is colonizing Mars from scratch. So you have to work on building up the oxygen levels, providing water for your planet, and building gardens and building up your city and raising the temperature so that it can provide life for all of your plants and animals. There's an engine builder with your own little personal tableau as you're building up energy and resources. So many different things going on with this game. Fantastic fun. Highly recommend Terraforming Mars.
And although I love Terraforming Mars, there is a better game that came out in 2016. And that is Great Western Trail. This is an awesome Euro game where you're doing cattle drives across the land from, I guess, down south up to Kansas City, and then selling those cows at market for victory points. It's an awesome kind of a deck building game where you start off with some crappy cows, you go out and buy some awesome cows, and eventually you build up a deck, and the whole goal is each time you do the drive, you end the drive with a set of all different really awesome cows. It's just a great little game. It has a mechanism that I love in games where you take discs off the areas, and that makes your skills more powerful. Just a really cool, highly thematic Euro game. And if you haven't guessed, Stronghold Games knocked it out of the park this year.
Yes, they did. Yeehaw!
So there is our favorite games and our favorite experiences from 2016. We're so looking forward to 2017, and we're going to make it even a better year this year.
So today we're gonna wrap up with a very special award, which is Pavlov Award, given to the game which is most anticipated to come out in 2017. Nominations are Rising Sun, Pandemic Legacy Season 2, and The Godfather, the board game.
Yeah, which is from Kumi or not. So,
yes.
Just to be sure. No, Godfather.
I'd say all of them are really good picks, and there is not one single winner, like one single.
Yeah, I think all of these three games, at least these three games, are really highly anticipated and
by most gamers.
By many gamers.
But the winner is Rising Sun. Oh, by the way, 2 games from Eric Lang.
House of the Rising Sun. Yeah.
Eric Lang is rocking, I see.
Yeah, it's from Cominion, not Eric Lang.
Yeah, we're really waiting for it as well.
Yeah, it should.
Really looking to.
It's the next in the series of like the same Blood Rage. I mean, like now it has the Japanese theme, and he said it's different mechanically from Blood Rage, and I really like that they try to implement the theme of Japan, feudal Japan, and such, and mythology as well. So that can be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping for a great game. And
we're not gonna miss Kickstarter this time.
Hopefully, yeah.
No, we're not gonna.
So yeah, but these are all the awards that we have. We want to say big thanks for everyone who is watching. And if you don't agree, or if you want to, like for example, you want to say what was your best game in these categories, be welcome. Say it in the comments below, because these are the picks of few like particular folks, so it's not like it's the overall opinion of the whole internet or the whole reviewers spot there. So don't think about that. It's just our picks basically, and ours and our friends' picks.
Don't get angry.
Yeah, don't get angry. You can pick Mechs vs. Minions for the best components award.
For everything.
For everything, yes, as well, yeah. And Seafall for nothing. So, yeah, but thank you very much for watching once again. And we will hopefully see you in the next Blender. So keep being the friend of the blend. Hashtag.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
That's a wrap, everybody. Thank you to all my contributors. Big thank you to you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you heard about at least one new game you had not heard about. Or maybe we reminded you of something that you can go look into now. 2016, as I said, was a very good year. Lots of games, great conventions. The whole hobby has been fantastic. But I have a sneaking suspicion that 2017 is going to be even better. And I can't wait to bring you more Board Game Blender, more reviews, more of everything. So I do want to remind you that if you value the Dice Tower, I would encourage you to go over to our Indiegogo campaign and help us raise some funds over there. Indiegogo, look up the Dice Tower, and you'll find us there. They should still be running when this airs, so check that out. All right, that's going to be it for me. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And hey, as I always say, stay a friend of the blend. I'll see you.